Hello, my name is Jacqueline Hyman. I am a programming major at UAT, and I am going to show you my second milestone for our tanking project. So this milestone will look a lot different. I went into a different direction because I really wanted to challenge myself, but I think I tried to get too much done in too little time, so I kind of started over, I broke it down, and I came up with what you see here. So this is my editor, and currently I just have my tank in the world because I'm actually procedurally generating my tiles, which is part of our third milestone. I did these milestones at the same time. I'm going to do individual videos for them. Okay, so here is my tank. He's in the world. I can show you a little bit about the player. The player has a pawn data script on it, which has all of the information that it needs in order to work. Also has a mover script, which moves it, which I went over last time. And then also he still has his character controller and his box collider, which helps him collide with things and tell when he's been hit. I also have, in my prefabs folder, I have my tanks inside their own folder labeled AI. So I have tanks in there, I have player, and then under AI I have my 4 tanks. I have Blake, Chris, Isaac, and Patricia. They are modeled after the Pac-Man, ghosts in color. So those are those guys. Each of these have a AI controller of their own type because they have different personalities. They have their own pawn data, their own pawn mover and character controllers, and a field of view script which allows them to see the player. So each of them have the same thing, they just have their own things in there. So they have their own datas in there. This one doesn't have its data. Okay, so cool. Now I will go over how my AI works and how I set it up. So I followed Dr. Hugh Henry in class with kind of how he's set up, although I did some other things on my own. Cool, so let's open up their AI controller. So all of their AI controllers are the same. Oh no, accidentally removed it. All of their AI controllers are the same. They just have different things that make them switch states, but they all have the same states. So this one is for Blake. So Blake is my aggressive AI. He moves to the position of the player. So he follows our chase aggressive chase function. Okay, so what that means is that he is moving to the player's position at all times while he's chasing. So he is getting the player's position by finding the waypoint which is attached to the player, which I've tagged aggressive, and then it gets the direction to that, and then it seeks to the target direction. And in seek, all it is doing is rotating to the to a point and then moving down that vector. Cool. So that is so the chase aggressive is Blake. Let me go back to his AI. Then he flees. So when he has less than half his health, he will flee. And I put it this way just so that it is a little bit more customizable for the designers, if the designers ever work on this. But I do need to practice to make sure that I can make designer-friendly functions, so that way when I get into the industry, I'm not leaving people figuring out how to do stuff that is really confusing. Okay, so then in here, if he has so if his health is greater than, this one should be less than. There we go. If his health is greater than half of his health plus 2, he will chase. So what I have going on right now is when their health gets below half, they will flee. And then while in the flee state, they will go to their scatter waypoint. And while they're heading to their scatter waypoint, they will regain health. So that's going on right now. And then I have scatter, which I just mentioned. Scatter is essentially after a certain amount of time, which is randomly determined, it's between a designer set range, the AI will go from their chase to scatter. So it's just to kind of add some like randomness and feel to the game so that they're not just always chasing you. So after set number mins, they'll go to their scatter waypoint. After a next set of seconds, it'll go back to chasing, and so on and so forth until forever, I guess, because there's no way to win the game currently. And then I also have shoot, which is just what it sounds like. They just go into the shoot state, and that's when they shoot the player. So if the AI sees the player, equals false. So if they do not see the player, then we check to see if scatter is true. So if it's true, then we'll change our state to scatter, but otherwise we're going to go back to chase. And then if time is greater than scatter and is greater than the scatter time, and data.sees player is false, so if the AI doesn't see the player, then we will change our state to scatter. Okay, and I'll show you how that works in our AI controller over here. So I have some enumerators here about that are all of the AI states. I was playing around with getting power up in there so that they can search for power ups, but I decided that that's one of the extra things that I should hold off on until I can do it after class is concluded, because I'm starting to fall a little bit behind because I'm trying to do too much, and I realize that I'm doing that, so I need to kind of cut back on that. Okay, so I have my states up here. So when we start, we're starting our wait scatter time seconds, which is just an enumerator that randomly chooses a number, and then we wait for that number our time to be greater than that number, and when that time is greater, then it picks, we go to scatter, and then it does it again. So then it picks a new number, we wait until the time is greater than that number, and then it goes back to chase. And so on and so forth until forever. Cool. So then going through here, so I'm going to go through the next one, which is chase ambush, which is our pink. So it's Patricia. Here is Patricia. Okay. So all she does is find the game object with the tag ambush, which is on the player, set some distance in front of the player, so that one will always try to go to that point in front of the player. So they'll kind of like ambush the player. They'll always be moving in front of it. And then we're getting our direction to the not to the player, but to the point that we want to go, and then we're seeking to it, so that's just moving to the ambush point. Alrighty, so that's Patricia, and then I can open up her AI controller here, so you can kind of see how that works. It works pretty much the same as Blake's, except that she has chase ambush in her chase, instead of chase aggressive. And then all of these are the same. Okay, and then we've got Chris, who is our orange guy. He is our random. So chase random is... Actually, let me come back to him in a second. Let me go over Isaac first, because Isaac is a chase patrol. So he'll just patrol until you get too close to him. And then if the player gets too close to him, then it will start chasing the player until he can no longer see the player, and then he'll go back to patrolling. So that's all that does, and then I can show that to you in here. So we'll go down to chase patrol. So if the distance between the AI and the player is less than the field of view radius, so that's just how far out around him he can see. So if it's less than that, so so if it's less than that, we are going to chase the player. Otherwise, we are going to just increment our waypoints and keep doing waypoints. Okay? And then going into Chris, going back to him, he's a chase random, so he just picks a random number between 0 and 2. So 0 is being chase aggressive, 1 being chase ambush, and 2 being chase patrol. So he picks one, and then he does that one. And he does this every time he's in chase, so it's always just whatever. He's just kind of the unpredictable one, I guess. So yeah, and so that's how that works. I just have a switch that's checking to get like what this random number is, and then depending on what it is, it's going to that function. And then in Chris's AI controller, we just have here, we go to chase random, and then it picks one inside that function, and he does that one instead. And everything here is the same, as well as the others. So it's really what sets them apart is just the way that they chase the player and try to follow or attack the player. But everyone does the same thing otherwise. Okay, and then let me go back to the game. Cool, so I'm going to show you the game. So I'm going to hit play. Let me go to game. I'm going to maximize on play just so you guys can see it, because I tried to build, but I was getting build errors. I'm not really for sure why. The game doesn't work as well as I would like, honestly. These, as you can see, the guys are like on top of me, and I'm not for sure if it's like a issue. Okay, so that guy was scattering, so that's why he left me alone. And then there's the orange guy. I think he's patrolling right now. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's like trying to come to me. I got too close to him. Oh. Alright, so he's still in scatter. Alright, so... oh, man. Right, so this is kind of the mess that I've got going on right now. All of these balls are waypoints of some sort. I used a spawner to create them and instantiate them into the world. But I think they're all scattering. I don't think they can leave their scatter. Oh, man. Okay, it's really terrible. I'm going to redo this, but I really need to get what I have in currently, so I don't fail the class, but I'm totally going to redo this. Anyway, so the waypoints are instantiated when the level is instantiated, and they're supposed to waypoint between, they're waypoints of specific tiles. So, Isaac here is supposed to waypoint to these tiles here, which is I just called them a bottom T shape. So he has this waypoint, he has this one, and then one up here, right here, and then right here. So he's actually supposed to go between them. I do have this functionality working in my previous one with the ships, but I don't know why it's not working currently. So I'm going to have to come back to this and resubmit for a better grade, but this is what I have for now. Let me go through and see what my requirements are and see which ones I hit and which ones I did not hit. Oh man, I'm really behind. But I'm getting it done. Okay, so here we go. So I've got all the previous milestone stuff in there. We have at least 4 AI tanks, as you saw. So one, we got Blake over here, Isaac over here, Patricia is to the west, and Chris is to the north, freaking out. Alright, so here we have these guys. See, there's that one. Oh, they're trying to get me, but I don't know what's up with them. They look really weird. I think Blake works the best. Okay, so there's 4. Check. I have the different personalities detailed in a text file. I currently do not have that, but I will make sure to resubmit with that. At least one AI exhibits a chase behavior, which I do have because they all exhibit a chase behavior. which if I knew it was just one, I would have only done it on the one. But they all have different chase behaviors, which is the big thing. At least one AI exhibits patrol behavior, which is true. 1 to 2 AIs can do that in ours, in mine, because Chris over here can choose that one randomly, and also Isaac will patrol. And then he'll chase you if you get too close to him, which is currently not working. At least one AI exhibits hearing and vision, so all of my AIs have that. Let me restart this because they're like stuck. Okay, so as you can see, they all can see me. And they will follow me. Let's see if I can get Patricia over here with hearing, because technically shooting makes noise, but let's see. Where is she? She might be scattered, which is making that difficult, because if she's scattered, then... Oh, she's not scattered. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, Isaac is scattering now. Where is she? Oh, there she is. She's scattering. She doesn't care. Okay. Cool. So, and then I showed you the field of view script on these guys. So, let me just pull that up currently. Edit script. Cool. So this is our field of view script. Essentially what it is we check all of the colliders that we collided with. So it just kind of goes out from the player or from the AI, and then it goes out to the distance of their view radius, and it looks for anything on the object mask, which is I can show you how that's set up. So then for each thing inside this array, we are going to be getting the current transform. We're going to be getting a direction to that transform. And then if the hit collider is the player, so if the object is tagged player, then we're going to check to see if the player is within our view angle, which is 90, I think, currently. But this is actually set up so the designer can change it and put it to be whatever they want. Then if they are within our view angle, we're going to see what the distance is to them. Then we're going to raycast to them to see if there's anything in front of them, and if not, then we're going to set C's data is true, and then we otherwise we'll set it as false, and then pretty much anytime any of these are not true, it'll set to false, just to make sure that they and then I have this editor script, so I think if I play it, you guys can see the editor script, so you will be able to see, oh, I forgot it's maximizing. I don't know how to unmaximize. Aha, here we go. So if you go to the scene and click on one of these dudes, enemies, you can actually see their field of view here. So let me just do this. Okay. So if we move, you can see them moving and everything. Okay. So just like that. Then we are going to so we did this. Okay. AI and player tanks have the same motor and shooter data. I showed you that. That's true. They correctly utilize state machine logic. True. We did that. I showed you that. All move behaviors are utilize object avoidance. Okay, so this isn't true yet. I am still working on this. It's not that it's super difficult, but I didn't prioritize my time correctly, so I need to go back and do this. I do have a game manager. I forgot to show you that. So my game manager is right here. Woo, super exciting. And it literally just has an array that the enemies get added to when they get instantiated in the world, so we can keep track of which enemies are currently in the world and do some cool stuff with that at some point. It's bug and error free, although not everything works the way I want it to. I'm not getting any errors in the console, and just to kind of prove that, I'll run it. and we will watch the console. Okay, here's the console. I'll like drive around. I know, not super exciting. It's in the, I'll shoot, I'll turn. These guys are on top of me, but no bugs in my code. Okay. I did comment my code. It probably could use some more comments. That's always something that I try to do when I code, like at the same time, but sometimes I get going and I will forget to do it. The organization, everything is organized. Let me go to my project. So here I have my art, which is all of my models, which are in here. And then any materials that go on those models are in a materials bin. I have my prefabs, which is my tanks. So just in prefabs, I have my bullet, my scatter waypoint. Under tiles, I have all the tiles, and I have any scripts that are attached to those tiles. And then in here, I have my tanks, so player, and then AI. And then in the scenes, it's literally just this one scene, and scripts is where all my scripts are. So anything that's on the AI is in this folder. Anything on the camera is here, which I added my own camera controller, so that's why it's in there. And then editor scripts are here. And I believe that's all really well organized. It makes it easier for me to figure out where things are and everything. I don't have any. I probably do have some logical errors because my my AI isn't working as well as I'd like it to. But I'm gonna go back and refactor and try to get it working like I want to. Again, a lot of it's just I try to do too much, so I might go back and try to bring some of the elements that I did put into my previous one with the ships, and try to pull that into what I'm working at now. But I did redo some of that because it wasn't working as well as I wanted it to. So I'm just going to go back and rework it and hopefully get it in by the end of the class. But I did want to turn in what I have currently just so I can get some points, because I know that I should have been keeping up with it better, but I've definitely learned what to do and what not to do now. So, hey, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching.